3 videos this week. We must have entered into some other dimension or something. But take it or leave it because I've been in the mood to film a lot. Whenever I say that I'm going to post on a regular basis on this channel, I never do. So I'm trying to just not say that and just post whenever I feel like it. And it may even be 4 or 5 videos this week because I've been watching movies like crazy. So yeah, that's exciting. So this one is going to be about Wolf Creek. And my next one should be VHS 2. Maybe, maybe not. Maybe not. I don't know. Okay, so Wolf Creek is made in 2005, or was made in 2005. It's an Australian movie that is based on true events. To what level? I don't know. I didn't do my research on the actual like serial killer story. So I'm not really sure to what extent this is really accurate, the story in the movie that is. Basically the plot is 3 backpackers get stranded at Wolf Creek. It's like this crater thing. It's like a 3-hour hike, and when they return to their car it won't start, so they're kind of sitting there, they don't know what to do. Then a man arrives and offers to help them fix their car, so they agree, and he tows them back to his place. It's like this weird, looks like a junkyard. It just has a bunch of cars everywhere and they're all sitting by the campfire talking. But then he turns out to be a murderous lunatic. That's pretty expected, right? So firstly, let me just say that some of the parts in this movie are pretty drawn out. I felt like some of them could have been cut way shorter, but then this movie would have been shorter in general. But they could have added to other parts to make it the length that they needed, and cutting out the boring parts. For instance, the intro, really long. It's a whole party scene. It wasn't necessary. Maybe a little bit to show the relationship between the 3 of them, but they didn't need the whole intro to show us that, so that was a little, it dragged on a little bit. And then also the part where he's actually towing them is pretty long as well. I feel like they could have condensed that a lot. There are just some things that could have been condensed, and that took a little bit too long in my opinion. The camera work was absolutely amazing. That's something that really stood out to me in this movie. Beautiful camera angles. It's set in Australia, so it's a beautiful country, so of course they get a lot of those beautiful shots, but also the camera work in general was amazing. And normally it doesn't stick out to me that much, but being a YouTuber, I know what it takes to get like a good camera angle and camera, you know, to get good shots basically. For my fashion channel, not so much this because I just kind of plop down in front of the camera, but like my fashion channel, if I'm doing a vlog or a lookbook or something, I know what it takes, and so I appreciate when I see some good camera work. Can I just say one other thing? Did we not invent double tap for a reason? When in doubt, double tap. So for the ratings, I'm going to start with acting as usual. I gave it a 10. The acting was absolutely amazing. That and the camera work were probably the 2 of my favorite things about this movie, because it was just, it felt so real. It's like they didn't even have a script. I'm sure that they did to some extent, but it's kind of like the conversations that they had and the way they spoke wasn't very movie-like. It was very realistic, and I could feel like it was actually happening, which is awesome for a movie that's supposed to be based on true events. It felt like it was the actual story that happened. So that was absolutely amazing. The plot, I gave it a 9. It probably would have been a 10, but it's kind of, it's the unoriginality of the whole abandoned campers and a man comes along and helps them out and turns out to be a serial killer. I don't know. However, I think, I mean, it's still based on true events, so it's not like they had all that much creativity to go with anyway, because they have to kind of stick to the plot that's already existing in reality. So I still gave it a 9. I think a 9's pretty good. Characters are a 9. I just think that they were really well played, really well acted, like amazing. The characters felt believable, like it was actually people that you would meet in real life and people who would actually exist, versus some movies that just seem so unrealistic or too stereotypical, too generic, too overdone. This wasn't like that at all. This felt like very real people. The scare factor was a 9. It had a lot of suspense, some gore, and some disturbing factors as well. The disturbingness came from the serial killer man being kind of sexual with the women, and to me that's always disturbing in some way. If sex is involved in any sort of way in a horror movie, I'm not a huge fan. It's always really disturbing to me, so that kind of upped it for me. And also the suspense was awesome. It didn't really have jumps or anything like that, but it was still scary and I still felt within the moment. By the way, if you want to see my reactions while watching it, I actually posted it in my vlog on my other channel that I just did, so I'll link that right over here. And I'll jump to the part where I'm actually watching the movie. It's just like a short 40-second clip, sped up version of me watching the movie. It's not anything like I don't know, it's not anything really, but I just thought I'd mention that as I watched it over on my vlog, so you can check that out if you want to. The effects, I gave it a 9 as well. I really only base effects on like special effects makeup in these kind of movies because it's not like there's explosions and stuff like that that really needs to be recognized. It's just the effects come from the makeup of the gore. So with that, I thought it was pretty good. There you do see like a hacked up body at one point, and that was awesome because it looked really realistic. The whole thing about this movie is it felt very real. One thing I do have to say is a lot of you had said it was very disturbing and scary. Some of you even said it's like the most disturbing. I didn't feel that way. I kind of hyped myself up to believe that it was going to be a lot scarier and a lot more disturbing than it really was. So for me, it was kind of, I think I expected so much more out of it. But as a whole, I did really enjoy it. So the overall rating got a 9. It was absolutely amazing. It was so well done. It was awesome. I wouldn't say the plot is the most original, but it's based on true events. How much can they really go from that? I mean, they probably even altered it a bunch to just make it into a movie, so yeah. So other than that though, everything else about it was really well done and made it really enjoyable, and I felt like I was able to really live with the characters throughout the movie. That is it for my review on Wolf Creek. I will have the trailer listed down below, and feel free to leave requests for what other movies you want me to do. Hopefully I can even do another couple videos this week. I know you guys get so excited. It's so funny. But seeing you guys comment saying how excited you are about these videos being posted so frequently makes me more excited to film it. To film these and watch movies, and I have a lot of time on my hands, so it's like, why not dedicate some of that time to this channel? I'm almost at 4,000 subscribers, which is amazing. I love you guys so much, and I want to say thank you to all of you who have subscribed, and hello to my newly subscribed people. So I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will talk to you guys soon. Bye.